Welcome to the City Council meeting Tuesday night, the 14th of October 2025. Let's start with our prayer. Dear God, today as this session opens, we pray that your presence will be before us and everyone who serve in the decision-making process of our city. We pray for your direction, which will lead our city to be strong and unified. May we continue the legacy of our founders. May we be granted this day the wisdom to make decisions which will be the good for our city. We also pray for your special blessings on all those who are working to transform our city and make it a better place to live and to work. Amen. Let's salute the flag. Salute the flag to the United States of America, to power, right stand, one nation, under indivisible, liberty, justice for all. Roll call, please, Mr. Clerk.
I just want to admit,
I think it's me. Oh.
Councilor Scott,
Here.
Council Vice Chairman Yem,
Here.
Councilor Belanger,
Here.
Councilor Chow, Councilor Dakota,
Here.
Councilor Gitchia,
Here.
Councilor Janess,
Here.
Councilor Mercier,
Here.
Councilor Noon,
Here.
Councilor Robinson,
Here.
Mayor Rourke. 10 present, 2 on Zoom.
Okay, Councilor Janess and Councilor Corey Robinson, if you need to speak up, please, okay? So to get my attention. Right. A moment of silence, Councilor Mercier.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. At the request of a city employee, I'd like to offer a moment of silence in Docking Chamber for Esther Marie Riopel. Born in Lowell, attended schools in Lowell, St. Michael's, St. Patrick's, and Keith Hall. Esther went on to study nursing at Nashua Memorial Hospital School of Nursing, obtaining her RN in 1961. She continued her studies and earned a Bachelor of Arts degree. Esther is survived by her 2 sisters, Mary Riopel of Tingsboro and Sister Elizabeth Riopel CSM of Nova Scotia. Esther was employed for a time at Lowell General Hospital Saints campus. Most of Esther's career was spent as a critical care and recovery room nurse. She was a competent, kind, and compassionate nurse, always concerned for the good of her patients. Feeling a need for change in her profession towards the end of her career, she became a school nurse at the Varnum School in Lowell and St. Patrick's Elementary School in Lowell. Her ministry as a school nurse was the one she cherished the most. Early in her employment as a school nurse, she won the City of Lowell Employee of the Year Award for going beyond the call of duty. Esther was well loved and respected in the school system. When returning to the Varnum School after a lengthy absence for cancer treatments, it was heard throughout the hall, "Nurse Esther is back." We offer our condolences to her family, relatives, and many friends. I'd like to also offer a moment of silence in Docking Chamber to all those who passed away since our last City Council meeting. May they all rest in peace. Amen. Thank you.
Anyone else? Docking Chamber, please go. May they all rest in peace. Mayor business. 2.1 communication remote Zoom participation. Motion to accept it by Councilor Dickichia and second by Councilor Scott. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, motion carry. 3. City Clerk. 3.1 minutes of the City Council regular meeting October 7. Motion to accept and place on file by Councilor Dakota, and second by Councilor Belanger. All in
Mr. Vice
favor, say
Mayor?
aye. Yes.
Mr. Vice Mayor?
Yes, sir.
If I may, I spoke with, excuse me, Mr. Geary about this, but just for the edification of anyone watching, I do have one small correction on item 7.1S, which is the motion response for Bourne Street. I had made a motion during the meeting to ask the city manager to begin discussions with Markley about the potential for creating a community benefit agreement, and that was not reflected in the minutes. That motion was seconded by Councillor Scott and passed, and the clerk assured me that it would be reflected in the final version of the minutes that would be uploaded, but I just wanted to mention it in case anyone is watching. Thank you.
Okay, Mr.
Yes, Council, those are reflected accurate, as you indicated.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kirk. Thank you. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carry. 4, City Council motions. 4.1, Councilor Mercier requests Parks and Recreation Subcommittee to meet with the Board of Parks to further discuss the proposed fees. Second by Councilor Getchia.
Yes, thank you very much. We'll refer this motion to the Parks Subcommittee, and we will notify the Board of Parks when I pick a date. All the council subcommittees are booked all the way into October, into November, so I think we'll have this particular subcommittee meeting during the week. So on probably a Thursday at 6 o'clock. I haven't got the date yet, but I asked my colleagues if they could support doing it other than having it on a Tuesday, because that'll take me at the end of November, and I don't want to wait that long, because the Board of Parks is going to discuss with us the tournament fees, so that's the purpose of the motion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councillor. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, motion carry. 4.2, Councillor Jeunesse requests the city manager to have proper department evaluate intersection of Lawrence and Church Streets for pedestrian upgrades. Second by Councillor Scott and Councillor Jeunesse.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I was out there last week, and I noticed there's quite a bit of pedestrian activity from folks getting off the LRTA buses and just walking around. And one of the detectable tiles on the crosswalk on Church Street is missing. And additionally, on the, I guess, southwest corner where AutoZone is, there's no button to push for the crosswalk. You just have to kind of hope for the best and go across Lawrence Street to get to the button there to then go across Church Street. So I think there's opportunities here for improvement, and I just wanted to flag that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any comments, discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed, motion carry. 4.3, Councillor Getchia requests city manager provide the city council with an outline of the power, responsibilities, and duties of the tree commission. Second by Councillor Dakota. Councillor Getchia.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Mr. Manager, I know that we're just starting into the tree committee piece and putting it together, and I just wanted to highlight a few things before we get too far into it, and then it's just a feel-good committee. A tree committee is much more than that. What is the intent and purpose of a tree committee? The purpose of this tree committee is to enact for the purpose of preserving and protecting both public shade trees pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 87, and certain trees on portions of private property. To achieve these purposes, the creation of a tree committee by a city manager should empower the tree committee in conjunction with a tree warden to regulate removal and replacement of trees in certain circumstances, and to promote the planting and protection of trees throughout the city in the form of an ordinance. It is desirable that the city plant more trees than are removed to compensate for trees lost in the length of time to maturity. The provisions of this tree committee, when pertaining to private property, should apply only when there is major construction or demolition. What are the benefits of trees? Mature trees have aesthetic appeal, contribute to the distinct character of certain neighborhoods, improve air quality, provide glare and heat protection, reduce noise, aid in the stabilization of soil, provide natural flood and climate control, create habitats for wildlife, enhance property values, and provide natural privacy for neighbors. How would this apply to our city? When someone is proposing to cut trunks, limbs, or roots of existing public shade trees on public and private ways, accepted or unaccepted streets, or of city trees on city-owned or leased land being used as public facilities by any person. When a proposed demolition of an existing residential or non-residential structure. When proposing major construction on an existing residential or non-residential lot. What function and powers would a tree committee have? The tree committee should have the following duties and responsibilities as may be further specified in approved city ordinances. Development of rules, regulation, tree inventory, manuals, and other data in conjunction with the tree warden to carry out purposes and intent of preserving trees in our community for approval by the city manager and city council. Permit the removal of certain trees on private property upon appeal by an applicant. Public education and coordination with other city committees and civic groups to promote the purposes and intent of ordinances to protect trees. Work in conjunction with the sustainability director and tree warden to seek grants or other assistance concerning the preservation and maintenance of trees in our city. The powers of a tree committee shall not apply in any instance where the planning board, the zoning board of appeals, or conservation commission has established jurisdiction, including but not limited to the following. When you look at some of the mass laws, they outline what those boards are in charge of. We really have to take a serious look at this because right now we are cutting down more trees than we ever have planted in this city. And that's a fact. And we have heat islands all over the city that we need to protect our residents with. So, Mr. Manager, I thank you for starting to put this tree committee together. I hope the powers and duties come back to us so that we can create real ordinances and give them real power so that when people go to the zoning and planning boards, we can actually hold people responsible for what they're doing to our community. So I thank you for listening to what I believe should be the intent of what a tree committee should be. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Manager Golden.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, through to the council. Council, thank you very much for that. As you know, a little bit of a reiteration of what's been happening. We did receive a grant opportunity in the figure about $40,000 to move forward on this. The focus group will be moving at the end of October into November. And just for edification of everyone listening at home, there are over 30 people that are interested in being part of the focus group, from UMass Lowell all the way through some organizations and then a lot of individuals. So I was talking to Ms. Moses about this. It's very interesting that, this is a very good piece, but if you would have told me over 30 people would be interested in signing up, I don't think I would have been shocked, but I'm a little amazed that it's over 30 individuals and organizations that are interested in moving forward on this type of committee. So hopefully there'll be more to come in the next probably 60 to 90 days, I would assume, getting the holidays out of the way. And 2026 should be a good opportunity for us to move forward.
Mr. Manager, one thing I would ask, well, we're still at the stage of appointing people, that we appoint whatever number we pick, 1/3 of them for a 1-year term the first time through, 1/3 of them for the 2-year term, and the other third for a 3-year, and then give everybody a 3-year, so it staggers the years of appointments. And one other thing, I don't think our city council really needs to understand we need to put serious ordinances in place. It isn't just the tree committee's work. There'll be hopefully recommendations that come back to us so that we can have strong ordinances that protect, like the apple orchard up in Centerville. I think that is a disgrace what happened up there. And it's because of the lack of government in our city that would have protected those trees, or at least we would have a fund together that we could use those funds to actually put together more trees and more protection and more outreach. So I thank you again for getting this started. It's going to be a lot of work over the next couple of years to get it going. I'm not surprised by 30 people at all. I'm shocked that this hasn't been in place long before you, Mr. Manager, but I'm thankful that we're going to try to push this forward today. So thank you.
Councilor Scott and then Manager Golden.
Okay, thank you. I just want to commend Councilor Getchier for pushing this forward. This is long overdue. I hope that we come up with some real strong ordinances on it. I've had a lot of residents reach out to me about, I have a lot of commercial projects in my district, and they end up without a buffer. A lot of the trees are gone. I've taken the time to go onto Google Earth and look at what it used to look like, and I'd go back every 2 years and see more and more and more trees gone from the area. So I think this is a very important step that we move forward with, and again, I commend Councilor Getchier for pushing it along. Thank you.
Manager Golden. Thank you, Councillor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through the council once again. So this focus group, I think,
Right.
so I think that was
Councillor
Councilor Robinson.
Councillor Robinson, and then Manager Golden.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I just want to say I think this is a great motion. I've been in conversations with a bunch of people recently on this particular matter, and there is quite the interest. So I actually reached out to Assistant Manager Machado today requesting, can we share information on how any of our residents could potentially sign up to be part of this focus group and see what the process looks like to be appointed to this committee?
Manager Golden.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, through to the council. Councilor Robinson, thank you. I was just going to mention that if people are interested at this point in time to be part of this focus group, that you can reach out to, obviously, our office, and we'll put them in touch with Ms. Moses. So that would be the way to get involved, and let's have 40 people in the focus group to talk about how we can make this difference in 2026.
Councillor Dakota.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. You may have not been shocked, City Manager Golden, but I am at that number. That's amazing. 30 people interested. We're going through a lot of this in the Upper Highlands right now with tree discussions and whether they need to come down or not. But we've had a lot of trees that have come down in the last probably 2 or 3 years that need to be replanted. So especially around our schools. So I think once again, Councilor Getchier with a really good motion here. Thank you.
Anyone else? If I could comment on that motion a bit, is that I would like to see this tree committee come back and make a recommendation for a certain section of the city, the acre particularly for the heat island, because it's all concrete. Someone told me they call it concrete city because you see all the building was around the acres are all cement and brick and all that. So I'm hoping that this committee will recommend some sort of remedies to reduce the heat island in the acres. So that would be my my wish. And thank you again for the motion. Anyone else? 4.4. Councilor Robinson requests City Manager have proper department provide an update on repairs of fencing at Aiken Street Bridge and the VFW in the Centerville. Second by Councilor Getchier.
Thank you. Through you to the city manager, I'm not sure, is that ours or is that state or what, but it's been like that for quite some time now. And I don't know what the situation is with that repair.
Manager Golden.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, through the council. Council, you're correct. We did reach out to Mass DOT. They are checking on that. That segment of the VFW, it could be owned by DEM, which is now DCR, Mass DOT, or even the city. At this point in time, we don't believe it's ours, but one way or the other, we should be able to get an answer for this. If anyone has seen the boundary line along the Merrimack River, it changes, unfortunately, by the foot who owns it. But we do have, I did speak with the gentleman over at MassDOT, and they'll have hopefully an answer for us in the coming week, and we'll get to that in a timely manner, because it's been far too long at this time.
Greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Thank you, Mr. Manager. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, motion carry. 4.5, City Councilor Robinson requests City Manager work with the property department to explore the feasibility of installing a water fountain feature at the reservoir to assess with oxygenation. So, second by Councilor Dakota. Councilor Robinson.
Thank you. As we're all aware, this came about talking to some residents up by the res, and we went through a serious dry spell with high heat temperatures, and we saw algae blooms start to kick in at the reservoir. And you know, just by aerating, I've seen it in other communities where they install a pump with a filter just to move the air and circulate the water around, and it helps oxygenate the water. And it kind of holds back some of the algae bloom potential, as well as, I mean, it is kind of a decent feature for people that like to just relax and walk around that area. So if it all doable, greatly appreciated.
Manager Golden, you have anything to add on? Yeah. All right, all set. Thank you, Councillor. Any comments? All in favor say aye, all opposed, motion carry. 4.6, Councillor Scott requests city manager have double poles promptly removed from the Quebec Street substation over the Moore Street and all other areas. Second by Councillor Getchia. Councillor Scott?
Thank you. And I know this is not an easy feat to try to get accomplished, but starting in 2020, National Grid started replacing the poles along Woburn Street and from the Quebec substation. It was called the Markley Data Center and 2385 line improvement to provide infrastructure improvements to provide, you know, what they needed. There were 189 poles installed at that time. Right now, there's still double poles all the way from the Quebec Street substation, Manchester Street, Lundberg Street, Bold Street, Meadowcroft Street, out to Moore Street. They're placed not incredibly neatly all over the place. The residents have messaged me complaining about not being able to see pulling out of their driveway with the placement of the double poles. So if anything you can do at this point in time, it's been a long time and they really need to be out of there. Thank you.
Manager Golden?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, through to the council. Council, you're correct. You've been talking to us about this very regularly, to be quite frank. And I know that Assistant City Manager Machado has talked with National Grid. They've also reached out to their third-party person. I don't want to get into the whole challenge that's here, but they've committed to us that they will prioritize this area to make sure that, just for the edification of the people that are listening, nobody can touch Verizon, and I'll use Verizon as the example. Nobody can touch Verizon wires except Verizon to transfer them over. Nobody can touch National Grid's wires with the exception of National Grid to move them over. Nobody can touch Comcast, so on and so forth. But Mr. Machado did receive a confirmation that they will concentrate in this area because this is one of those tough areas, especially with the placement of some of those poles are actually ridiculous. So we'll continue the pressure on them to make that happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comment? All in favor say aye, opposed, motion carry. 4.7, Councillor Scott requests city manager have the appropriate department develop a free subscription text service to provide residents with a city update. Second by Councillor Mercier.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This was briefly touched upon at the last meeting, and I've spoken with the communications department. It's just a great tool for communication with our residents. A lot of people aren't on different social media platforms, even though we do an incredible job reaching out on those platforms. Just to have an opt-in product that is free and can provide information, and also, I guess, possibly emergency information if needed. It would be another great tool. Thank you.
Any other comment? All in favor say aye, opposed, motion carry. 4.8, Councillor Scott requests city manager have appropriate department implement a localized call-out system to communicate emergencies such as water main breaks. Second by Councillor Dakota.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what the technicalities are of using the, the reverse 911 system, whether or not a water main break would be the type of thing that would qualify for that. We do have our communications department. I think it would be nice during this most recent water main break in South Lowell on Lawrence Street. I had people reach out to me concerned that they didn't have water for over 4 hours. They had called the water department. They didn't get anyone there, which I'm assuming is probably because they're inundated with calls at that point in time when a water main breaks. So they were reaching out to me saying that they wish there was even just something saying, it's going to be another 2 hours, or it's going to be another 4 hours, or, when you're done, flush your lines out with cold water or something. They were just asking for some type of communication tool. So, thank you.
Manager Golden, you want to add?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, through to the council. Councils, we are looking at this, not so much a reverse 911. We try to utilize 911 as a absolute emergency if a child was missing. I'm not saying water isn't, but we are looking at something like a text message. You may assume sometimes you receive that spam, buy your brand new Nikes or whatever the case may be. There is actually a system that we're trying to look at to see if it's worthy or cost efficient for us to send a blast text message, if you would, to a particular area. I would be lying to you if I told you I knew how to do that myself, but we are looking in to see the service and what that service would pay, what would cost the city to send out a blast text message. Not trying to be a pain in people's backside, but that is one idea. We've also we're looking once again in 2026 to roll out additional stuff when it comes to residential as well as businesses to stay in tune, to stay alert to what's happening. So we have a couple of different ideas. We're just trying to figure out which one is going to be the easiest for everybody to accept. But great motion, and we will try to figure out how to communicate other than Facebook and X, I suppose, and Instagram and things of that nature, which I know we're already on those platforms. I do believe that our communications department sends an email out to all of you stating, the impressions that we receive, and that has been going up dramatically over the past couple of years. Communication is a major key. However, there's still a large segment of the population we're just not hitting because they're not on Facebook or Instagram or X, et cetera. So any of these ideas that we can continue to push out, we will, and I appreciate the thoughts on that, and we'll continue to move forward.
And I would just want to say that I commend you for the communication efforts. They've been incredible so far. I mean, improvements beyond anything I've ever seen in the city as far as getting information out. But this is just another tool that we can look at. So thank you.
I appreciate that, Councilor, very much. And if anybody from the public has an idea, at one point in time, we had a lot of stretch with our newspaper that does a great job. They really do. Lowell Sun does a great job. WCAP does a great job. But, it's changing. It's changing rapidly, very, very fast. And how are people getting their information? And that, I believe we're utilizing Hootsuite now. I want to show my expertise over here. But that sends it out to every bit that we can. But once again, we're still falling short in trying to inform people throughout the city of Lowell if they don't happen to see that particular post at that time. So any ideas, I'd be more than happy to receive them. So thank you, Councilor.
Thank you, Manager Golden. Any other comments? I think that text is the way to go right now. Everybody got it instant, fast. All in favor say aye, or all opposed. Motion carry. 5, communication from City Manager. 5.1, motion respond. A, motion respond, assisted living. Councilor Belanger and Mayor Rourke. Do you want to wait until Mayor Rourke come back, or just go ahead?
Yeah, I think that's appropriate, Mr. Vice
I
Mayor.
spoke with the mayor.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did, Councilor.
Okay.
And he was totally fine with you taking the lead on it.
Okay.
If that was okay with you.
Thank you, Mr. Manager, but Mr. Vice Mayor will comment. I do want to thank all departments for a very reassuring report as to the safety of our assisted living facilities within city limits, and I want to commend the fire department, the health department, inspectional services to reassure that these assisted living facilities are at the highest level of safety, and it appears they are. So it's a great report, and I thank everyone involved. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilor. Motion respond B, LPD walking route 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Gorham Street. Councilor Gitchi and Belanger, which one? Who you want to go first?
Thank you,
Go ahead.
Vice Mayor. Through you to Manager Golden, thank you. I've heard back from businesses that say things have gotten better in a way down there, and it's not perfect, obviously, but we're getting to better places when you see what's going on down there. The business that Council Belanger and I sat down with has texted over that they feel as though some things are getting better. So please thank the police chief and your staff, Assistant City Manager Machado. I know that you're in that area often, and that's near and dear to your heart in that area. And that monument that all of us cut the ribbons for, I know we want to see it beautified down there. So I thank you again, Mr. Manager and Assistant City Manager Machado.
Okay.
Mr. Vice Mayor, if I may.
Mr. Vice Mayor.
Yes, Councilor Jines.
Thank you. I too would like to echo Councilor Gitcher's thanks. This is definitely a step in the right direction, and it will have the effect we're looking for here, and that's a good thing. I did want to pass along, though, that I did hear from a business owner in the area who thinks that we need more patrols in this area from about 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., specifically in the area of the Appleton and South Street intersections. Apparently, it's become quite the hangout in early evening. So I just wanted to flag that as kind of adjacent to this, and if that's something we can work into this project plan, I would appreciate it. The other thing that was brought to me by the same business owner was the idea of possibly locating a police precinct somewhere on Appleton Street. I did mention that we had the one at Lowell Housing at 145 Gorham Street. But, you know, if we're looking for another home or an additional spot, we may want to consider somewhere along Appleton Street. I just wanted to put that on the table. Thank you.
Councilor Belanger.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Mr. Manager, I want to thank you and the administration and Lowell Police Department for the supreme effort that's been made in this area. We all know that South Common was once the hot spot, if you will, but some great work has been done there. The park looks great. Councilor Gitchie and I did walk the entire corridor, Bishop Markham, Lower Gorham Street and Summer Street and whatnot, and saw some great improvements in that park. It was great to see, but this population is more or less sort of migrated and taken up residence on Lower Gorham Street and back Central Street and whatnot, and sort of gone into business corridors and taken residence in their stoops and their alleys and behind their dumpsters, and but some improvement has been made since that point, and this additional midnight, evening hour shift, as I'll put it, will help greatly. But a lot of work's been done. It's no easy challenge, but nonetheless, I want to commend the administration and Lowell Police. Phenomenal work they're doing by outreaching to this community and offering services at the same time. And unfortunately, not everybody wants services, and that's by and large what we're dealing with here. But thank you very much, Mr. Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Murcia.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Through you to the city manager, it says on this report that staffing constraints remain a challenge. How many police officers do we have? What is the staff of the police?
Manager Golden.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, through to the council. Council, we have 252 on quote-unquote the books. Currently, right now, we have 230. So what has just happened, and we just swore in, I believe it was 6 brand new officers, which will be on their training over the next couple of months. We just accepted some some folks that transferred in. So went around that 230 number, and I hesitate on that 230 number because at times we have folks who are on 111F due to an injury they may have received, and that sometimes fluctuates from 4 up to 10, and it just it depends on any given day. So in total, fully staffed, we'd like to have 252 to be exact.
Sure.
But currently, right now, we're at 230 officers, pretty much the highest we've been in quite some time. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts helped us by allowing folks to transfer in, and that has, so far, so good. It's worked out pretty well. But Superintendent Hudon has been very aggressive with getting classes in and out. Like I said, just Friday, I think, was, it was Friday, I was there, for swearing in of a new class of six brand new officers.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Thank you, Manager. Any other comment? I need a motion to accept and place on file by Councilor.
You gotta do Hunts Fall.
What?
You gotta do number C.
Number
Hunts
C.
Fall, then you do them all.
Okay, sorry. Before that, motion C, Hunts Fall Rotary. Councilor Gitchie. Sorry, Councilor.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Yeah, I know what it's like to be up there, so you don't have to say sorry to me. When we look at these projects, when you look at these 3 bridges and stuff, Mr. Manager, I understand that the construction projects were completed, but it was 12 years ago. I know it seems like yesterday, but it was 12 years ago. And then when you go by them, you'll see the paint starting to fade. You see that there's signs of just if maintenance could happen, we wouldn't have to have all the rehabs that we have to have on our bridges in the city. That's why I brought this one up, because when you do drive by, you see it's used daily, frequently, you drive it. It just needs a little TLC, and you may get 20, 30 more years out of it where we don't have to disrupt traffic and everything else, and cut back of the trees over there and stuff like that in the area. Just simple things, it would beautify that whole area. And I just think that they don't put enough into their maintenance schedules for us. And when you reach out, it's just like, yeah, we did it in 2013. I know as I get old, dates like that don't mean like they're a long time ago, but they're a long time ago. 12 years is a long time in an area without touching anything. So hopefully they can take a ride by it, but if you want me to go take a video and drive by, I certainly will go do their job.
Good. Manager Golden?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, through the council. Council, thank you very much. I drive that every single day, but Mr. Machado has made it a habit of sending emails to our delegation, one of them being over by Arthur's Diner. We're looking to have that one revitalized. The Cox Bridge, which is on the Bridge Street Bridge, needs to be repainted, and we're constantly asking our delegation to put that in. So no, 12 years isn't a long time, but it is time for us to continue to ask our delegation, to ask Mass DOT, to keep them up. Also, we did finish some painting over there under the bridge. It's been, if you haven't had an opportunity to go under on the VFW bridge on that side, the Hunts Falls Rotary, happy clouds are posted on all 4 walls, and that's something that if the council wishes to do in the future, we'll take a look to kind of brighten up some of those overpasses, underpasses, however you want to look at it, but it's a welcoming way into the city. So paint looks nice, but making sure that the rust isn't kicking in, I agree with you. So we'll continue from our end. Assistant City Manager Machado has that task of bringing this to the attention of our delegation. So if anyone sees a bridge that is in need of any type of assistance, please let us know, and we'll try to get that accomplished.
Councilor Dakota?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. To the city manager, does Mass DOT, I mean, obviously there's numerous bridges in the state, but is there a certain schedule that they would take a look at this? I mean, 13 years, as Councilor Gitchie mentioned, seems like a very long time to check out for maintenance of any sort. Is there a certain schedule that they are on to come and check it every 5-6 years, or?
Manager Golden?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, through to the council. Council, they do have a maintenance schedule. I could request that at any point in time. I will tell you, though, having worked for the state for some time, and it troubles me sometimes when people say things that this isn't safe or that's not safe. When we reach out to Mass DOT and they bring out their bridge engineers, they think nothing of closing a bridge. They think nothing of it. They don't worry about the traffic that it's going to cause. They don't worry about any issues it may cause around delays in people getting to work. I trust what they've been doing. I've talked to them a number of times. There's a bridge in question right now, the Rourke Bridge. They had always said it would get done by about 2030, and here we are, just about almost on the eve, if you would, of 2030, and it's moving forward. But I don't think it's a bad thing to question and ask when the last, when it's been done, the inspections have been done, and I'm sure we could get that at any point in time. I've noticed over the years, they're very serious individuals. They don't take it lightly. They don't take their jobs lightly. You'll hear, unfortunately, there are accidents around the country when it comes to bridges, and, knock on wood, we haven't had that here. Once again, I can name a couple of bridges that they closed immediately because when they see something they don't like it, they close it. So if anybody has a question on a particular bridge, I'd gladly look to them to get their inspection reports to ensure that we're in good order.
Any other comments?
Mr. Vice Mayor? Mr. Vice Mayor?
Yes, Corey. Yeah, Councilor
Thank you.
Robinson. Yep.
Through you to the manager, there is something that came back from, I believe, MassDOT, and they're saying that the city's responsible for Aiken Street. Is that correct? Is that a city-owned structure as far as the upkeep and maintenance on that one in particular?
Manager Golden?
That would be correct, Mr. Mayor, through you to the council. That would be correct. We are actually in the process of fixing the skid, the horizontal portion of it. I'm going to get that wrong. But the superstructure, the decking, but the superstructure, at the end of the day, typically is something that the Commonwealth will end up helping a municipality with. There's a lot of things that we own, in certain areas. And I do know that, for instance, the Howe Bridge, for instance, we were all here. I was on the other side when we accomplished the Howe Bridge, and I'm pretty confident Mass DOT gave us the Howe Bridge, but that's something I'd have to look at. The superstructures are a little bit different than the lighting, the decking, and things of that nature. But that would be a bridge-by-bridge discussion, Counselor. And we have over 50 crossings. I don't want to call them all bridges, but we have over 50 or 60 crossings. That's a number I could definitely get you, and that is inclusive of things on Billerica Street and culverts and bridges that we know are going across the Merrimack or the Concord or downtown. Some of those bridges that we received through the Tiger Grant. So there's a lot going on there, and there's an awful lot to unpack. And they do the inspections on all of them. Hopefully that answers your question, Counselor.
Yes, sir, thank you. I was just more so the painting and the general maintenance, and I do thank you and your administration because I did see the RFPs going out. I believe it was Councilor Gitche that brought that motion forward to look at the surface of Aiken Street, and I'm glad to see that is moving forward.
Okay. Awesome. All set, Counselor? Right. Okay. I need a motion to accept and place on file by Councilor Gitche, second by Councilor Dakota. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, motion carried. 5.2, communication. The resignation of Maria Croker Capone from Hunger and Homeless. Motion to accept and place on file by Councilor Chow, second by Councilor Scott. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, motion carried. 5.3, communication, appointment of Jack Trapagan to Lowell Cultural Council. Motion to adopt by Councilor Belanger and second by Councilor Noon. A roll call, please, Mr.
Councilor Scott.
Yes.
Vice Chair Yem.
Yes.
Councilor Belanger.
Yes.
Councilor Chow.
Yes.
Councilor Dakota.
Yes.
Councilor Gitche.
Yes.
Councilor Janess.
Yes.
Councilor Mercia.
Is this an appointment or a resignation?
Appointment.
Appointment.
Then it says it's not required. Confirmation by the council is not required.
Well, I missed that, Counselor.
It's a what?
I missed that.
You missed that? Well, that's what I'm looking at. I don't know who to believe now.
Yes?
Well, if I have to vote, I say yes.
Okay.
Councilor Noon.
Yes.
Councilor Robinson.
Yes.
Mayor Rourke.
5.4, communication, reappointment of Joanne Howell to Hunger and Homelessness Commission. Motion to adopt by Councilor Scott and second by Councilor Mercier. Roll call, please, Mr. Clerk.
Councilor Scott.
Yes.
This says is not two,
Yeah, I just must have missed both of those, Counselor, when I got it done in my office.
so they have to be approved by the
If we
council.
have a roll call, there's no harm in it.
I don't mind doing it, it's just, I don't
Vice
know what
Chair
to
Yem.
believe.
Yes.
Councilor Belanger.
Yes.
Councilor Chow.
Yes.
Councilor Dakota.
Yes.
Councilor Gitche.
Yes.
Councilor Janess.
Yes.
Councilor Mercia.
Yes,
Councilor Noon.
Yes.
Councilor Robinson.
Yes.
Mayor Rourke. They're doubly confirmed, Councilor Mercia.
6, votes from the city manager. 6.1, vote accept expense $19,600 for fiscal year 2025 Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grants with full reading, second reading by title. Motion to accept by Councilor Gitche and second by Councilor Dakota. Roll call, please, Mr. Clerk.
Councilor Scott.
Yes.
Vice Chair Yem.
Yes.
Councilor Belanger.
Yes.
Councilor Chow.
Yes.
Councilor Dakota.
Yes.
Councilor Gitche.
Yes.
Councilor Janess.
Yes.
Councilor Mercia.
yes,
Councilor Noon.
Yes.
Councilor Robinson.
Yes.
Mayor Rourke.
6.2, vote to accept and expend $65,000 fiscal year 26 municipal road safety grants, LPD, waive full reading, second reading by title. Motion to accept by Councilor Noon, second by Councilor Scott.
Mr.
Roll
Vice
call,
Mayor.
please.
Could I ask a
Yes.
question? Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I don't know if it's anybody else, but when I see a grant of different magnitudes, I'm very impressed by that because we hire people, they come in here, they don't assume anything, and yet they're finding grants and they're putting them for us to accept. So I'm wondering, is it possible we could have a name associated with these grants, just so we could know who's, I think that's amazing myself. I mean, maybe nobody thinks about it like that, but I think the first vote that we just took, that's a pretty good grant, and I don't know who's responsible for it. Then there's a second grant. I mean, $65,000, this is money, this is a grant that we're getting money, and I like to know and give credit to who is writing and taking time to put a grant forward. I don't know, it's just me maybe, but if we could do that, that would be great.
Councilor Getchia first and then Manager Golden.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Yam. I think this one's an important one because it is what our community has been asking for, the neighbors have been pushing for, is more overtime details for traffic and enforcement of speeding. And this one's a very important one, and I'm thankful that the Superintendent Hudon got this put forward because this will help us get more traffic enforcement into the neighborhoods where we're now putting speed bumps and everything. But if this is out there, we should grab as many of these as we can so that we can have officers in the neighborhoods actually pushing for enforcement. And thank you again.
Thank you, Councilor. Manager Golden.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, through to the council. Madam Councilor, you're absolutely right. Superintendent Hudon, Mary Ann Manzi, that whole team for the first two. And a lot of our grant opportunities come through by way of DPD, which of course is Assistant City Manager Rose and her entire team. So we can ask them to put this down. I mean, these people are really hustling all the time to make something happen, whether it be Bridget over at the library or Ms. Golden, who was here earlier, from the health department. We should give an appropriate tip of the cap to these folks because they really are bringing in some aspects, tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars on grant opportunities for our city.
Thank you so much.
We'll include that in the future.
Just like the next one, there's 20 laptops associated for mobile learning in the classroom and 20 additional laptops for the library. Whoever wrote that grant, that's amazing. So, I mean, it means a lot to me because that's less that the taxpayer would have to spend. So I'm very grateful. And I'm not saying every week we have to acknowledge them, but for my personal curiosity, I'd like to have a name associated with each grant. If I could do,
We
if
could
you
absolutely
could
do
do
that,
that.
Councilor. Yeah, we could do that monthly, quarterly.
Yeah,
And I
thank
know,
you.
Councilor, you're very happy about it, but so is this guy over here. He's very happy about it as well. The CFO loves to see these grant opportunities come in more than,
Yes, thank you.
I think more than anybody else, even the recipients. So,
Thank you, Councilor. I need a roll call, please, Mr. Clerk.
Council Scott,
Yes.
Vice Chair Yem.
Yes.
Council Belanger.
Yes.
Council Chow.
Yes.
Council Dakota.
Yep.
Council Getchia.
Yes.
Council Janess.
Yes.
Council Mercia.
Yes.
Council Noon.
Yes.
Council Robinson.
Yes.
Mayor Rourke.
6.3, vote apply, accept, expend $99,040 Mass Technology Collaborative Grants. Waive full reading, second reading by title. I need a motion to accept, to adopt by Councilor Getchia and second by Councilor Dakota. Any comments before we vote? We do need to, we do a roll call, Councilor Mercier, this one. Roll call, please.
Council Scott.
Yes.
Vice Chair Yem.
Yes.
Council Belanger.
Yes.
Council Chow.
Yes.
Council Dakota.
Yes.
Council Getchia.
Yes.
Council Janess.
Yes.
Council Mercia.
Yes.
Council Noon.
Yes.
Council Robinson.
Yes.
Mayor Rourke.
7, report subcommittee. Any subcommittee report? No. 8 petition, 8.1 claim 1, property damage towing. Motion to refer to the Law Department to report and recommendation by Councilor Scott and second by Councilor Chow. All in favor say aye, all opposed, no. 8.2 miscellaneous. Marisol Santiago requests installation of the handicap parking sign at 144 Hampshire Street, number 1. Motion to refer to transportation engineer for reports and recommendation by Councilor Mercier and second by Councilor Dakota. All in favor say aye, all opposed. Any announcement? No announcement. Thank you very much, and motion to adjourn by Councilor Chow and second by Councilor Belanger. Have a good evening, everyone. Motion to adjourn.